Hello everyone. I am going to share with you guys how I made $808. As you can see up here, today was a successful day. My first ever day trading on a funded account. So this $800 is, quote unquote, it's tangible. It's real money. I want to share a little bit about how I got to this point, how I was able to get past a funded account, how long it took me. I feel like some people don't really share this online or they're just not honest. You kind of see the big guys who are already winning, and in my opinion, they make their numbers look bigger than they actually are. So yeah, I wanted to share for me how it started, where it's going. First, I'll show you my profit from my combine. I have a screenshot here because my combine is closed now that I passed my evaluation. You can see the first day I was just blowing accounts. This isn't my first ever trading day. My first ever trading day was in August of 2025. This is January, so 5 months later. But I did take like a 3 month break in the middle. Break. I just stopped. I was being lazy. I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I'm on the West Coast. I had to wake up at like 6 a.m., 6:30. I just didn't wake up. But I got back into it in January. Probably this was my fifth account, my fifth ever combine that I paid for uh, to be able to pass my evaluation. I was revenge trading. I blew up my previous account right before this. Almost blew this one up, right? I had a $2,000 limit where I could lose, so I got really close. But it ended up being a blessing, in my opinion, because I not only did I have to make $2,000, but I actually had to make this back first and then $2,000. So it just gave me more opportunity to practice my trades and to have a legit strategy rather than whatever the hell I was doing here. So I made, good money trading a strategy. Still was a red week. But as you can see, I went on a pretty long streak. I ended up doing 16 days in a row green. So here we have 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, I think there was 2 more days because I passed my eval on Tuesday, but I can't show you guys here because my combine's closed and the screenshot's like a little old from last week. So yeah, I basically had a legit strategy. I'll share with you guys what my strategy is, how I was able to pass my combine. But also, I'm not a genius. I don't have all this lingo of trading. So there was a lot of like riskier trades, I guess you would say, like increasing my position size. Some revenge trading, you might call it. But it was a little bit more backed and it had a little bit more structure. I think for 16 days in a row, it could be luck, I guess, at the end of the day. But in my opinion, I think that because it had some sort of structure to it, you know, that's why I was green. I wasn't really looking at making X amount of dollars. I was just looking to be green. Um, so yeah, I will go and look at this strategy now. I'll go ahead and close this. We can go here on the charts. So I can show you how I'm doing. Obviously, you can see my balance is only $527. So Tuesday, the first day I passed my evaluation in the morning, I opened up this account around afternoon, and I was just excited to make money that was tangible and real rather than just kind of for an evaluation. So I took a trade without much structure and lost $200. I think it was small risk um, to see if I can make some money. Ended up not working, so I was already negative about 200 bucks, $250. To make up for that, I stopped trading because I was like, this is stupid. I'm not actually trading any real strategies. So I did a gold trade, and I'll share with you guys my gold trade. For some reason, it's not showing me when I sold this position, but I bought it at 570 on gold because I was just seeing it bounce off of the SMA line, which is this white line. So I got entered here a little early, but it ended up being in my favor because it never actually touched the SMA line. And I took the profit around like 580, I would say. Seeing this consolidation and seeing it not turn around, I kind of had a little bit of, oh, here, yeah, here you go, 579.9. I got back in. So I got back in at 580, basically exactly what I sold at. And I was just going to look for a continuation. I felt that with how the market went today, it was very red. It was pretty negative. I felt like there would be a little bit of a rebound. And I went to bed. It's around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Obviously, I went to bed later, but I just didn't look at the chart. I just let it do its thing. Um, 2 a.m. in the morning, trade closed. I made $180. So I made 80 bucks on this first trade, 180 on this second trade. Woke up in the morning with 250 something dollars already in my on my number here, which wiped out that negative 250 that I had when I did that first stupid trade. That's great. Gave me space to wiggle my legs. I didn't trade gold anymore. I went to trade my actual legit strategy, which I will now share with you guys. My strategy is basically using risk management. And if my trade fails, I'll basically double. So it sounds a lot like a casino strategy, maybe, but it works. It works for me. You guys saw that green chart, and this is my first funded account, and I'm just gonna catalog it, and you guys can see. But it worked. And basically, if I lose my trade, like if I have one contract and I lose that trade, I'll usually double up to two contracts to help me make back that money quicker in a shorter time span without such a massive move. And I'll keep scaling from there up until like 10 contracts. But usually on my actual real trades, I would say my quote unquote real trades, I'm doing two contracts. So 10 contracts is 5 times more risk. But that's worked for me because when I had some big red days, I just kept bumping up my position, and I ended up making all my money back and having a green day. That's why I was green 16 days. But I trade initial balance. If you don't know what that is, basically market open, so 6:30 a.m. First 1 hour to 7:30. I draw this indicator which is called the volume profile fixed range. And this is my whole strategy, as well as using bookmap, which is just seeing liquidity. Um, if inside of this range the candles first make a high, which you can see at the top left of this green box, you can see there's a red candle up top, and then a low, then usually that means it's going to continue. So high then low means lower. Same thing opposite, low then high means higher. That's how I made majority of my actual money in most of these trades. Now sometimes I would get entered early. For example, if you got entered here, it could quick, it could have a continuation, and you could make like some money. It's a pretty small trade, but it's more risk because with such a steep drop, there's a chance that it's going to rebound. And sometimes this happened where it rebounded up to here, and now we're talking about like a 200 150 point move, and that is very expensive. When you're trying to make like 250 bucks a day, 150 point move on one contract is $300 negative. So you have to use some strategy there. There's some intuition. I'm not going to talk about all of it right now. But for the last 2 days, it's been like 16 days since I've seen it. It has not worked. So you can see today it didn't continue lower. And so because of that, it was a little bit of a tougher day where I had to use my strategy of doubling up my position. So you can see I entered in here. For a continuation down pretty early, so before the 7:30. Sometimes you can kind of jump the gun and do it a little early. I believe these are both a negative. Yeah, so I went short one contract, short another contract, short another contract, and then or no, and then I sold out of everything. So +3, I sold out. Ended up making some money, obviously, on this short. This is pretty good. But then I bought back in for a short, and it went up, and then it went back down, and I just got rid of it. Um, I think it was up at this point $500, $600. No, right here I was up $600, so I made 400, like $350 on this trade on top of that 250 I made on gold, which is a great day. It's a great day, right? You're looking at my profit here. $500 is a fantastic day. So that was awesome. But I wanted to trade more. I ended up giving away some profit because I was waiting for this, initial balance to hit and to actually continue lower. That's my statistic. And it just kept going up. Kept trying here. Broke even on some trades. I was trading very emotional, and I realized I should just get off for a little bit. So I got off. It's 8:30, a.m. The market's been open for 2 hours. And then you can see here things got a little squirmy, and this is where my other half of my strategy works. So still trying to, thinking that $250, it's about halfway through this big box, and it's a one-to-one risk reward basically on the trade. Not that I'm looking to carry the drawdown all the way back up, but thinking it was a good entry, and it just was not working. As you can see, there's just a lot of numbers on here. I kept going in and out of trades, couldn't catch it. Started to try to make my money back by going long instead, and I ended up getting wiped out on this candle. I mean, look at that candle. Let me turn off these So I went in on 10 contracts, and I put my stop loss like literally right here, right on the bottom, and that was going to take the rest of my profit for the day. And it just, this is a 1 minute candle. It just hit it so quick. So I come back and now I'm like, I was negative $20, you know, on the day, and I was back to being negative $250 or whatever on my account. So I was like, you know what? It's going to continue going uptrend. Clearly, it just, this bottom wick, it's, you know, hitting the SMA line. Like, it's just, it's going. It doesn't want to go down. The initial bounce is not going to work for the second day in a row. So I went long, pretty significant long. Like I said, I just double up my shares, or I increase my shares to make back the money quicker. And so I entered back in at 15 shares at this candle, 15 shares, and I was looking to break this high and take profit a little bit above it. Stepped away from the computer because I was borderline risking to blow my account up, but in my opinion, again, I had some clear indication that we're just going to continue going up in an uptrend. You know, we're making higher lows and we're just slowly moving our way up. Ended up taking profit about $800, $850, and I made back all my money. Made back even more because the high of day was 630. Now it's 808. So yeah, that's basically my trade recap. I'm gonna keep sharing my trade recaps as I go. If you guys want to follow along, just stay tuned for the next videos. I don't know what you would call this strategy. Maybe some of you guys think it's stupid. I don't know. I'm green 17 days in a row now, so I don't really care. I'm gonna keep doing it. Keep, you know, making my positions better. Keep learning and growing. Hopefully, this initial balance starts hitting because this is the second day in a row where it's not after 16 days of it hitting. But even if this doesn't hit, I'm still able to be green in the day just by doing continuation trends and increasing my share size if my first trades don't work. Because I don't want to do two contracts. Two contracts to make back $600 is a massive move. 300 points. Actually, no, it's going to be less. It's 150 points since it's two contracts. That's too much of a move for me, and it's risky because it might go in my position, but 150 points. 150 points is unlikely. Market just closed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want some more honest feedback and you guys want an honest trader who just got funded for the first time, it's not gonna, you know, bullshit you guys, tell you guys the truth. Follow along. I'll keep sharing what I'm doing. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Take care.